Cliff Richard, born Harry Roger Webb on October 14, 1940, in Lucknow, British India, came from modest beginnings. When India gained independence in 1947, his family returned to England, settling in the small Hertfordshire town of Cheshunt. Growing up in a humble household, young Harry developed a deep fascination with music. He spent countless hours listening to the burgeoning rock and roll sounds from across the Atlantic, idolizing figures such as Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, and Little Richard. These early influences shaped not only his musical taste but also his performance style. By 1958, as he began his professional journey, he adopted the stage name Cliff Richard. The name symbolized strength, like a cliff, while also paying homage to one of his greatest idols, Little Richard. His early commitment to music laid the foundation for what would become an enduring and groundbreaking career. Breaking through. The birth of a British rock star, Cliff. Richard's entry into the music scene coincided with a pivotal moment in British popular culture. Forming a band initially called The Drifters, later renamed The Shatters, he released the single Move It, widely regarded as Britain's first true rock and roll record. The song electrified the British youth who were hungry for something rebellious and fresh. Cliff's good looks, energetic performances, and charismatic stage presence instantly set him apart from other performers of the era. The Shadows complemented his style with precise guitar work and innovative arrangements, creating a new sound that appealed to both teenagers and the wider public. Hits like Living Doll and The Young Ones quickly followed, establishing Cliff as Britain's first homegrown rock star. He also ventured into film, starring in light-hearted musicals that further solidified his national prominence, demonstrating his versatility as both a musician and entertainer. Capturing the youth. A cultural phenomenon. Cliff Richard's rise coincided with a cultural shift in post-war Britain. Teenagers were beginning to assert their independence and express themselves through music, fashion, and lifestyle. Cliff, with his charismatic personality and guitar-driven sound, became a symbol of this new youth culture. His early records captured the optimism and energy of the era, and his performances radiated an excitement that audiences had rarely experienced from a British artist. The combination of charm, talent, and accessibility allowed him to connect deeply with fans. During this period, he released iconic hits like Summer Holiday, which became synonymous with fun and freedom, reinforcing his appeal to the younger generation. Through music, film, and public appearances, Cliff Richard became a household name, representing the new possibilities of British popular culture in a way no one had before. Evolution and musical maturity. As the 1970s approached, Cliff Richard faced the challenge of evolving beyond his teen idol image. He embraced the changing musical landscape, experimenting with contemporary styles including disco, pop, and synth-infused sounds. Songs such as Devil Woman and We Don't Talk Anymore highlighted his ability to adapt while maintaining the vocal quality and charisma that had defined his career. Rather than fading into nostalgia, Cliff demonstrated that reinvention could coexist with authenticity. He continued to record hits that appealed to older fans while attracting new listeners, proving that his talent transcended generational boundaries. International audiences, particularly in Australia, South Africa, and continental Europe, embraced this evolution. Cliff's career trajectory illustrated a rare combination of adaptability, dedication, and creativity, showing that a performer could grow with the times without losing the essence that initially captivated audiences. Faith and personal values. Throughout his life, Cliff Richard's Christian faith has played a central role in shaping his public and private persona. Converting in the mid-1960s, he integrated his beliefs into his career, often recording religious music and avoiding the party-heavy lifestyle associated with many of his contemporaries. This commitment also influenced his personal decisions, including remaining unmarried and child-free, which occasionally sparked media curiosity. The loss of his father, Roger Webb, when Cliff was only 21, reinforced his sense of family responsibility, while his mother, Dorothy, continued to be a guiding presence. His faith instilled a discipline that allowed him to navigate fame without succumbing to destructive pressures. For Cliff, music and spirituality were intertwined, and his career choices reflected his belief in service, morality, and self-respect. This steadfastness cultivated admiration among fans and fellow musicians alike, highlighting a life lived with purpose and integrity. Facing adversity, allegations, and resilience. Even a career as storied as Cliff Richard's faced challenges. In 2014, he became the target of false sexual misconduct allegations, which led to a police investigation and intense media scrutiny. The experience profoundly affected his personal life, putting both his reputation and well-being under public pressure. After thorough investigation, authorities dropped the case in 2016 due to lack of evidence clearing him of any wrongdoing. Rather than retreating, Cliff took legal action, winning a high-profile privacy lawsuit against the BBC for their sensationalized coverage. This period demonstrated his resilience and strength, turning a deeply painful experience into an opportunity to advocate for press accountability and the protection of individual privacy. His measured response and dignity in the face of adversity further strengthened his reputation, earning the respect of fans and peers who admired his courage and perseverance. Admiration for Elvis Presley. Cliff Richard has often spoken about the profound influence of Elvis Presley on his life and career. From the moment he first heard Elvis, Cliff was captivated by the singer's voice, charisma, and energy. For him, Elvis represented more than just a musical hero. He embodied a model of performance that was soulful, dynamic, and spiritually resonant. Though they never met in person, the connection between the two artists profoundly shaped Cliff's aspirations and creative choices. He sought to honor Elvis's influence while crafting his own identity in music, navigating the pressure of comparison with grace. The inability to meet Elvis remained a lasting regret, but it did not diminish the inspiration and guidance Cliff derived from observing the king of rock and roll from afar. Emotional reflections on a musical brother. Elvis Presley's death in 1977 affected Cliff deeply, reinforcing the personal and spiritual bond he felt with the American icon. In interviews, he described losing Elvis as akin to losing a brother, emphasizing the profound impact on both his emotional life and artistic journey. Cliff admired not only Elvis's musical talent, but also his humanity, the generosity, humility, and faith he expressed despite fame. This admiration influenced Cliff's own approach to celebrity, guiding him to maintain his personal values amid public scrutiny. The spiritual connection they shared and Cliff's reverence for Elvis's ability to navigate life's pressures with faith deeply shaped his approach to music and life, highlighting the emotional depth behind his performances and career decisions, continuing legacy in later years. Even in his 80s, Cliff Richard remains a vibrant presence in music. His 2020 album Music, The Air That I Breathe, reached the UK Top 5, proving that his voice and stagecraft remain compelling. Annual Christmas releases continue to attract worldwide attention, and his live performances mix nostalgia with fresh material, appealing to fans of all generations. Cliff's career, spanning more than 6 decades, has been marked by adaptability, creativity, and an unwavering commitment to music. With over 250 million records sold and a knighthood in recognition of his contributions to entertainment, he has cemented his place in musical history. Yet beyond awards and sales, it is his humility, dedication, and ongoing passion that define his legacy, demonstrating that true artistry is measured not just by fame, but by enduring love for the craft and connection with audiences. Conclusion: a life in harmony. Cliff Richard's life story is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and integrity. From humble beginnings in British India to becoming Britain's first rock and roll superstar, he navigated the challenges of fame with grace, continually evolving while remaining true to his roots. His music, faith, and dedication to family have guided him through both triumphs and hardships, illustrating the power of staying grounded amid public scrutiny. Cliff's enduring influence spans generations, touching millions of fans worldwide, while his reflections on figures like Elvis Presley reveal a deep sense of gratitude and respect for those who inspired him. Even now, decades into his career, Cliff Richard continues to perform